Ndeye Yessine Dieng walks in the footsteps of her foremothers. Like generations of Senegalese women before her, Dieng dries, smokes, and salts fermented fish caught by the men in her community. But then the pandemic came. Many men stopped fishing. When women found fish, they did not have buyers. Markets closed, borders followed, the supply chain snapped.
COVID has changed our work and our life. Since there is COVID, we live in fear. We are afraid to go far and be affected by COVID-19. It has caused a very, very, very big impact on our local community.
Dieng's story is one of supply chains. While her local economy suffers, so too do the economies up and down the chain. The markets, the mariners, all of the people who make their livings through commerce and trade. The issue also hits home with those working in global health. Gashao Shifarao is Senior Technical Advisor at the nonprofit Management Sciences for Health, or MSH. The organization works with governments in more than 40 mostly low-income countries to provide supply chain solutions to their health programs. Success, he says, is all about getting the right medicines to the right places.
You need products to be successful, to have a successful health program implementation. So to get those products, you need to have a system, and that system is a supply chain.
These chains are only as strong as their weakest link, and this past year put weak links to the test.
COVID is a great lesson, which is a disaster. I mean, we looked at last year when there is global shortage everywhere, including the United States. That was a panic where the regular supply chain system we have been working we need to rethink.
Shifarao says MSH worked with the government of the Philippines to develop a data collection app that shows the number of resources and areas in need to keep the supply chains moving. He credits years of work on supply chain infrastructure.
For the last 10 to 15 years, they brought supply chain as part of the whole comprehensive strategy. So they start to give attention. Government start giving attention to the supply chain.
And while he praises governments for embracing supply chains, he says more buy-in from the private sector and a stronger sales pitch from governments is needed. Shifarao says it's essential to consider all of the elements that go into even a single dose of medicine.
They need warehouse, you need syringes, you need vials, and you need to have a waste management system, and you need to have even a reverse logistics. It's mind-boggling.
Ultimately, Shifarao says he's optimistic that global health supply chains are bouncing forward, not back, after the year of the pandemic. Arash Arabasadi, VOA News.